May 13th, 1981, in the late afternoon, Pope John Paul II passes through a crowd of people on St. Peter's Square. Oblivious to what is about to unfold, the Pope greets the surrounding supporters like on any regular day. Meanwhile, in the crowd, a gunman is taking his position and is patiently biding his time while the Pope is headed in his vicinity. At 17:17, Mehmet Ali Aga, the gunman, raises his 9mm Browning in the direction of the Pope and opens fire. 4 shots are fired. 2 bullets land on target and hit the Pope, severely injuring him. In the panic that erupts, the Pope is rushed to a hospital, while the perpetrator gets seized by Vatican security. For a while there is suspicion of a backup gunman, but due to changing confession stories and lack of evidence, the trail eventually runs cold. This assassination attempt changed the security around the Pope forever. You are an unmarried Swiss Catholic man. Your reputation and health are irreproachable. You are somewhere between 19 and 30 years of age. You have completed basic training with the Swiss Armed Forces. You have your high school diploma. You're at least 5 feet 8.5 inches tall. That is 1.74 meters. Oh yeah. And you are willing and able to commit for at least 26 months of service. That's well over 2 years. Do you meet these requirements? Then and only then you may think of enrolling into the recruitment program for the Swiss Guards of the Vatican. Think this is a challenge? It's only the beginning. The select few who are accepted into the ranks of the Swiss Guard must endure an intense training program. This comprehensive training covers everything from anti-terrorism to close quarters combat and bomb disposal, transforming them into the Vatican's and the Pope's most elite protectors. But it wasn't always about assault rifles and covert ops. There has been a long history and tradition surrounding the Pontifical Swiss Guard. So how did it all start? Okay, so picture this. It's 1506, Pope Julius II needs a bodyguard, but not just any bodyguard. He needs the best. And back then, everyone knew the Swiss mercenaries were the guys. Fiercely loyal, incredibly disciplined, and absolute beasts in a fight. So, he brings in a contingent of 150 of them to Rome on January 22nd, establishing what would become the Pontifical Swiss Guard. They arrived, looking distinct in their early Renaissance-inspired colors, ready to protect the Holy See. And just 21 years later, during the brutal sack of Rome, they proved exactly why they were hired, sacrificing nearly their entire force to ensure the Pope's escape, while thousands of German and Spanish soldiers attacked the city. This sacrifice is commemorated annually on May 6th. It is on this day that the accepted are sworn in and take the oath of allegiance. The Swiss Guard's oath is a serious business. When each guard swears his loyalty, he's not just promising to protect the Pope and his successors, even to the point of giving his own life. He's also making a solemn promise to keep some of the Vatican's biggest secrets. Central to this oath is a pledge of absolute and perpetual secrecy regarding the papal election process, also known as the Conclave. This isn't a temporary promise that expires once a new pope is chosen. The vow of silence extends indefinitely, unless the newly elected pope or his successors grant explicit permission to speak. Breaking this vow is one of the most severe offenses a Swiss Guard can commit. The penalty for doing so is excommunication, a punishment that cuts the offender off from the Catholic Church. This isn't just about a job, it's a lifetime commitment to confidentiality, upheld by the highest stakes. So the primary mission of the Swiss Guard is the absolute personal protection of the Pope. This responsibility extends beyond the Vatican walls, as they accompany him on all international travels, often working in plain clothes to blend in, adding to the veil of secrecy and the covert nature of a lot of their activities. You would expect them in their bright colored attire, but in reality they could be anyone around the Pope or in the Vatican. Within Vatican City, their duties are twofold. They are responsible for securing all access points to the city-state and guarding key papal residences, including the Apostolic Palace and the papal summer residence at Castel Gandolfo. Their role becomes especially critical during a period known as the sede vacante, which occurs between the death or resignation of one pope and the election of another. In this time of transition, their loyalty shifts from an individual to the institution of the papacy itself, as they are tasked with safeguarding the College of Cardinals during the papal conclave. Following the 1981 assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II, the Swiss Guard's role evolved and modernized significantly. The institution had to evolve, or become a relic, and boy did they evolve. The ceremonial duties are now just the public face of a highly specialized security force. Their training is relentless. We're talking counter-terrorism tactics, close quarters combat. They even train for CBRN defense. That's chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. They're intelligence operatives running counter-surveillance and counter-sniper teams. They're masters of executive protection, tactical driving, and advanced firearms. This isn't just internal training. They partner with elite Italian and Swiss police forces, making sure they can handle any threat the 21st century can throw at them. So the spear they carry is more than a weapon. It's a symbol that the world's oldest active military is still here, and that beneath the vibrant colors and ancient traditions beats the heart of a thoroughly modern and deadly serious security force. The Swiss Guard's uniform is one of the most famous outfits on the planet, but it's also a brilliant deception. It looks and screams history while cleverly hiding a modern, formidable arsenal. This iconic look, with its vibrant blue, red, and yellow stripes, was designed in 1914, inspired by 16th century paintings by the master Raphael. The colors aren't random, they're a direct nod to the powerful family coats of arms of two popes, Julius II and Leo X. So what about the weapons? You see the long ceremonial spear, the halberd, and maybe a sword. But during these more modern times, it's all part of the historical theater. But what are they really carrying? Tucked away, completely hidden beneath the Renaissance fabric, is a state-of-the-art arsenal. Their standard sidearm is the powerful SIG P220 pistol, the same one used by the Swiss Army. But when they're on covert duty or traveling with the Pope, they switch to the Glock 19, compact, reliable, and perfect for concealment. And if things get serious, they're more than ready. They train with the SIG SG 550 assault rifle, including its compact commando variant for tight situations. Their inventory also includes the legendary HK MP5 submachine gun, and for facing down modern threats, the ultra-modern HK MP7, a weapon favored by special forces around the globe. It's not all lethal force either. They carry tasers and pepper spray, because a modern security force needs modern solutions. So from concealed pistols to elite rifles, the Swiss Guard's arsenal is the final piece of the puzzle, proof that what you see is not what you get. In the end, the Swiss Guard is a fusion of ceremony and combat, of the ancient and the immediate. Nothing shows this better than their flag. It's a living document of their loyalty. One corner always bears the coat of arms of their founder, Pope Julius II. But the opposite corner is unique. It displays the personal crest of the current reigning Pope. Their very flag changes with each new pontiff, a constant, visible reminder that while their tradition is eternal, their sworn protection is personal, absolute, and belongs to one man.